Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 13th day of December 2023. I hope this Wednesday in December finds you healthy and safe and warm, along with your family as well. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who, along with the first responders, are out here every day saving lives. And those also, blessings upon those that pick up the garbage for us and keeps our places clean, and those that makes deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People who are also the victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create this heinous destroying of children industry. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight in Utah. The New York Knicks will be taking on the Utah Jazz in Utah. Very interesting scenarios. But first, let's go over the injury reports. Emmanuel Quickly is still questionable for the game tonight. We're not sure if he'll be able to make it. And of course, we know Mitchell Robinson is out for the Knicks. Now, on the Knicks side, we're not as concerned as other teams might be because of the depth that the Knicks possess. And especially with the upgrade in terms of the bench, with Q-Dog being added to the bench, scoring 41 points in his first outing with the bench, and then they scored 49 points in the last outing. That is going to be interesting to continue to see develop. And tonight is actually a good night for the Knicks to continue to sharpen that. First off, we know that the starting unit's defense has suffered a little bit with a lot of it with the absence of Mitchell Robinson, and now bringing Q-Dog to the second unit so he can get some more touches. Many people making all kind of ridiculous speculations. He didn't have confidence. He's afraid to shoot. I hope all y'all ready to shut up now, because he really is not his confidence. It was a lack of touches. And as I mentioned before, and I keep mentioning, anybody that's playing at that spot, that two-guard spot in this particular starting unit, is not going to get a lot of touches. The other night, Q-Dog got 11 shots or 10 shots, something to that effect, and Dante only got 2. It's the function of where you are in the pecking order on the unit you're in. Q-Dog and Dante switch places, so now Q-Dog gonna get a lot more touches. Dante is not. Okay, unfortunately, we're hoping that Dante, and this is one of the keys here, one of the developments we're looking to happen. Hopefully, Dante will get a little bit more touches. He's not going to be getting 10 shots a game, but we like him to get at least 6 to 8 and then hit those open threes, which we know he's capable of doing. The tougher thing also is on the defensive end, where he's not Grimes, but we're looking for him to be good enough to stop the perimeter, help on the perimeter, and help the point of attack defense, so that we're helping out Sims, who's going to do a great job for us at the 5. He's not Mitchell Robinson. We shouldn't expect him to be, but he's going to do a great job with what he does best, his athleticism. And so his feet are really good moving laterally. He will help with 5s that can shoot 3s because of his physical ability. So he brings a different set of skill sets to the table than Mitch Rob. But between him and Hartenstein, we should get some decent results. We're looking to just tread water here in December without Mitch Rob and being on the road. This is a good night for the Knicks. John Collins is questionable because of an illness. Again, it's that time of year when illness starts going through the NBA. Okay, hope it doesn't happen to the Knicks too bad. RJ already caught it. Hopefully the rest of them don't catch it. Walter Kessler is also day to day because of a foot injury. He's questionable. Jordan Clarkson is out. Jordan Clarkson is, if you've been around for, let's say, watching the Knicks for 10 years, he's a Knick killer. Okay, he been a Nick killer. He was a Nick killer in LA. He was a Nick killer in Cleveland, and he's a Nick killer in Utah. No matter if he's coming off the bench or starting. Well, he's out tonight. Okay, that's big. Laurie Marketing is out tonight. A major player, hamstring injury, is upgraded to questionable. He was out, but he's upgraded to questionable against the Knicks because of the hamstring. So he may be here. But we don't want to depend on the fact that some of these key players for Utah are going to be out. We have to come to play. And that's another thing that irritates me. Y'all talking about it was only Toronto or it's only Utah or it's only Detroit. When are y'all going to learn this is the league? And any team could be any team on any night. What y'all do when you say it's only this? First of all, you're diminishing a pro team. And then you're diminishing a Knicks win. Act as if it don't matter if they beat this team. But yet y'all are some of the loudest ones to be negative if they lose to such a squad. It's the league. Every win you could get is an important win, especially when you're in playoff positioning for the Knicks right now. When you look at it, it's tight. Like I said, it's going to be tight in the East all year. It's going to be a dogfight. Boston at 17-5 is in the top spot. A game and a half behind Boston or is a tie between Orlando and Milwaukee right now. And then you got Philly in the third spot at 15-7. Then the Pacers and the Knicks are separated by half a game. Pacers are 13-8, Knicks are 13-9 in the fifth and sixth spot. Then you got the seventh spot, Miami. Miami's only a half game behind the Knicks. And Brooklyn is a full game behind the Knicks. Miami at 13-10, Brooklyn at 12-10. Last night I watched the game as Cleveland came into Boston, put up a valiant effort. But they couldn't beat Boston. They go down to 13-11, and they're tied with Brooklyn in that eighth spot. It's a battle, and it's going to be a battle. So every win counts. 500 teams or not. And again, stop buying into the media BS that they just create to get y'all to click on it and then start debating about something that's irrelevant. Because that is irrelevant. The Knicks got to play 82 games like everybody else. So everybody's going to go through streaks of winning teams, losing teams, whatever. They still going to be in the sixth spot or better, regardless. So let's just quit the BS, right? Move forward. Tonight, they got Utah. This is who is in front of them tonight. And I'm glad the way Tibbs handles this. Play who's in front of you. Forget the next game. Forget the previous game. Let's play who's in front of you. Okay, so I'm looking for the Knicks to sharpen themselves, their skills tonight. It's a night to try to get right and continue to sharpen because, of course, the schedule for December is what it is. So the Knicks can use tonight to get right. It'd be nice they can get a win. They'd be 14-9. There's some real interesting games going on today. Some real interesting games. So Philly is playing tonight against, Philly's playing tonight against Detroit, okay? Detroit is missing Duran and Bagley. They're going to be going with Wiseman at the 5 tonight. I think that's their only major injury that they're dealing with. So all of the young cats going to be there. The thing with Detroit is that Detroit is usually in every game. They get blown out like everybody else does, and having only 2 wins, they got blown out more than most. But the young talent is what it is. It's there. It's just that doesn't know how to close, doesn't know how to execute down the stretch, doesn't know NBA level defense yet. But they're learning fast. And so they're going to win. They're 2-14 or whatever they are right now, 2-20. But they're going to beat somebody. I hope it's Philadelphia tonight. So that's an important game because if they're able to beat Philly, that helps the Knicks. Also, Milwaukee is playing. Indiana is playing at Milwaukee tonight. Love Obi and them, but I hope they lose to Milwaukee tonight. And so that would help the Knicks. Let's see what else. Of course, we got New York and Utah. So those are the big games. Brooklyn is playing Phoenix tonight. I'm not really carrying that one because the Knicks got to play Phoenix coming up. I just hope they go to triple overtime and everybody's tired. And so it helps the Knicks. Atlanta is playing Toronto. That really doesn't matter. Charlotte is at Miami tonight. And so, Charlotte is without LaMelo Ball, but they still got Scary Terry and the wife beater. And they got some other people on there that could play. So we're looking for an upset in Miami tonight with Charlotte. because a loss for Miami helps the Knicks. Plus, we hate Miami. A loss for Philly helps the Knicks. A loss for Indiana helps the Knicks. All of that helps the Knicks. So we're looking for some upsets. And then, of course, tomorrow, what's interesting is Cleveland is playing Boston again after playing them last night. And Boston was just too much for him last night. And Donovan Mitchell was going off. There's nights when Donovan Mitchell does a lot of 5 for 20 nights. But then there's those nights when he's the Donovan Mitchell that we expect all NBA, and he was like that last night, but it wasn't enough. But they did not have Evan Mobley. I'm not sure of his status for this next game, but that's a big game for Knicks. Then Miami is playing the second part of a back-to-back tomorrow. So tonight they're playing against Charlotte. Tomorrow they're playing against Chicago. Now we know Chicago's having some internal issues, but let's go to Miami and get that win, because that's going to help the Knicks tomorrow night. So those are the big ones. And then, of course, we deal with Friday when we get there, because the Knicks are going to play Friday. We'll deal with that when we get there. But there's a lot of games going on tonight and tomorrow that can affect the Knicks in these standings. And let me tell you, going forward, all of these standings become important. They're going to be jockeying for position. The team that could go on a nice little winning streak is a team that's going to, separate itself a little bit until we get past December. Then it's going to be another set of things. But this is important time right now. The Knicks are we're going without Mitch Rob, but hey, we got the bench unit, I'm telling you, has been elevated and unleashed. I don't think you're going to be able to put that genie back in the bottle. What I'm saying is, as long as Hartenstein, Hart, Grimes, and either Deuce or IQ are healthy, that unit is going to be trouble. Now, the thing about second units, just real quick, like some people keep saying, why don't we just start the second unit? No, it don't work like that. The second unit plays against other second units. So that's why they look real strong, because they're playing against other second units. So in other words, if you're playing, I don't know, you're playing Phoenix, right? So at some point, Durant's got to come out and get a blow. Beal's got to come out and get a blow. Booker got to come out and get a blow. They're probably running them on the floor all the time, but at some point you're going to be missing two of them. That's when your second unit comes in against whoever's playing in Phoenix second unit, and that's where you take advantage, because your second unit is one of the best in the league, Mobb Deep. Okay? And now you got your defense on the second unit. Josh Hart, Quentin Grimes, again, and either Deuce McBride or Emmanuel Quickly. Your defense picks up with those cats, right? And then, of course, you got the hustling, diving on the floor, Isaiah Hartenstein. So this is what we're talking about. So that's why the second unit is dynamite, because all teams, Boston's got to rest Tatum. He can't play 48 minutes a night. They got to rest Brown. They got to rest Porzingis. So when they're doing that, that's when you bring your second unit in, and that's when you take advantage. That's why we just need the first unit to tread water. All we need them to do is keep in the game. That's it. Stay in the game, and then bring in the second unit. And you can add to that, and Tibbs has done it. You could add Brunson, or you could add Juju, or you could add RJ to the second unit. Any of them you add to the second unit, or you could add Dante to the second unit. Any of them you add to the second unit is going to make the second unit dynamite. Okay, so that's why you want to do it that way. Of course, they also have the speed, the quickness. I'm excited about that part. Too bad we're losing Mitchell for a couple months, but I'm glad Tibbs made the adjustment that he did, because that brings the second unit. It unleashes Mobb Deep and brings him to a new level. So let's see what we got tonight against Utah, and we'll talk about that after that. And y'all enjoy your Wednesday. Be safe out there. Shalom.